Malawi Brief.
Zokambirana ku nyumba ya malamulo zinayamba ndi kuyamikira timu ya Scorchers pamene yapitirira mu ndime ina ya masewero a mu mpikisano wa AFCON. Asipikala ndi amene anapereka uthenga umenewu.
But I said it's coming home, and it's coming home. Good luck to our girls and all the best. Thank you. Zimba South, point of order.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Today being Private Members' Day, I understand we have got a lot of questions that we want to pose, a lot of constituency statements that we wanted also to pose. But looking at the fact that this week sitting was facilitated in order to finish up some bills. So it has taken this leadership from this side that really we can yield it to government so that at least they can facilitate all the bills. This being the case, I would like to beg to move that all relevant standing orders be waived so that we can hand over business to government so that we can complete all the transactions that we have had. And after that, maybe government will finish. It's when now they can give us back to ask some other questions. I beg to move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Zimba South. Honourable members, we have a motion by Zimba South. The motion is to vary today's order paper in order to give business to the government so that we complete transacting the bills.
Speaker, I rise to support Bill number 17 of 2026, the Deposit Insurance Corporation Amendment Bill. This bill, Right Honourable Speaker, forms an important part of the broader reforms that Malawi is undertaking to modernize its financial and payment systems. The bill seeks to amend the Deposit Insurance Corporation of 2022 so that it remains consistent with the proposed discontinuance of checks as a payment instrument under the Bills of Exchange Amendment Bill that was passed yesterday. Right Honourable Speaker, the use of checks has historically played an important role in our financial sector. However, the way Malawians conduct financial transactions these days has significantly changed. We are increasingly using electronic and digital methods of payment, which are faster, more convenient, and when properly regulated and secured, more efficient. The proposed amendment therefore recognizes the changing nature of our payment systems and ensures that our laws keep in pace with that change. The specific amendment before this House is Section 25(4)(d) of the Deposit Insurance Corporation Act. The existing provision allows insured institutions which do not maintain accounts with the Reserve Bank of Malawi to pay their deposit insurance premiums through a bank-certified check. With the proposed phasing out of checks, pending the assent of the bill we passed yesterday, retaining this provision in the law would create an inconsistency within our financial sector legislation. This bill therefore simply removes the reference to payment through bank-certified checks and allows such institutions to use alternative electronic payment methods recognized under the prevailing legal framework. Right Honourable Speaker, this is important because legislation must operate as a coherent framework. We cannot, on one hand, legislate for the discontinuance of checks, whilst on the other hand, retain provisions in another financial sector law that continues their use. This amendment therefore provides the necessary legal alignment and ensures that the Deposit Insurance Corporation Act remains relevant within our evolving payment system. I also wish to emphasize that this bill does not introduce a new policy on deposit insurance. It is a consequential amendment arising from the wider reforms relating to checks. Its purpose is therefore to ensure consistency between the Deposit Insurance Corporation Act and the proposed amendments to the Bills of Exchange Act. However, Right Honourable Speaker, whilst the committee supports this bill, I believe that Parliament must also recognize the realities facing many Malawians as we move towards a more digital economy. Not every Malawian has equal access to digital financial services, and some communities, particularly in rural and underserved areas, they continue to face challenges relating to internet connectivity, digital infrastructure, access to smartphones, and digital literacy. We must therefore ensure that the transition away from checks does not inadvertently exclude those who are least able to adapt to the new systems. It is for this reason that the Joint Parliamentary Committee on Legal Affairs and Budget has recommended to the Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning and Decentralization, together with the Reserve Bank of Malawi and other relevant stakeholders, to continue investing in secure, reliable, and accessible digital payment infrastructure, particularly in underserved and rural areas. We must also strengthen public awareness and financial literacy. And Right Honourable Speaker, digital financial inclusion must therefore remain at the center of this reform. And as we encourage the use of electronic payments, we must also encourage wider access to affordable digital financial services, improve connectivity, and support innovation that make financial services accessible to ordinary Malawians. The Reserve Bank of Malawi should further continue monitoring the implementation of this transition and address operational challenges that may arise. A reform of this nature must be orderly and carefully managed so that the benefits of modernization are realized without causing unnecessary disruption to business, financial institutions, or indeed customers. Therefore, Right Honourable Speaker, this bill is more than simply deleting a reference to bank-certified checks from the Deposit Insurance Corporation Act. It represents one piece of a broader effort to ensure that Malawi's financial laws reflect the realities of a modern economy. And our laws must evolve with technology, and at the same time, that evolution must be inclusive, secure, and responsive to the circumstances of all Malawians. In conclusion, Right Honourable Speaker, the Joint Parliamentary Committee on Legal Affairs and the Budget is satisfied that this bill is a necessary consequential amendment. It will harmonize the Deposit Insurance Corporation Act with the proposed reforms concerning checks and contribute to the modernization of Malawi's payment systems. I therefore, on behalf of my fellow members of these committees, urge this Honourable House to support and indeed pass Bill number 17 of 2026, the Deposit Insurance Corporation Amendment Bill. I beg to move, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, Chair. Can I have a seconder for the report? I see Blunt, City South.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. I rise to second the motion for the passing of Bill number 17 of 2026, the Deposit Insurance Corporation Amendment. Right Honourable Speaker, I support this bill because it is a necessary and logical amendment to our financial sector laws. The bill seeks to align the Deposit Insurance Corporation Act 2022 with a proposed discontinuance of checks under the Bills of Exchange Amendment Bill 2026. The amendment before us is straightforward. Section 25, subsection 4, paragraph D of the Deposit Insurance Corporation Act currently allows certain insured institutions to pay their deposit insurance premiums through bank certified checks. If checks are no longer to be recognized as a payment instrument, it would be inconsistent for our deposit insurance legislation to continue providing for their use. This bill therefore ensures that our laws are harmonized and that the legal framework governing deposit insurance reflects the direction in which our financial system is moving. Right Honorable Speaker, the committee noted that the check usage has steadily declined as Malawians increasingly adopt electronic and digital payment methods. This transition presents an opportunity to make our payment system more efficient, convenient, and secure. It can also help reduce risks associated with check fraud, forgery, and counterfeit. However, Right Honorable Speaker, we must recognize that the transition to digital payments must be managed responsibly. Not every Malawian has equal access to digital financial services. Challenges such as limited internet connectivity, inadequate digital infrastructure, and varying levels of digital literacy remain particularly relevant in rural and deserving communities. I therefore welcome the committee's recommendations that the government and the Reserve Bank of Malawi should continue strengthening digital payment infrastructure, expand financial literacy, and promote digital financial inclusion. The transition should be one that brings more Malawians into the formal financial system rather than leaving some behind. Right Honorable Speaker, it is also important to appreciate that this bill does not fundamentally change the deposit insurance regime. It is a consequential amendment intended to ensure consistency between two pieces of financial legislation. It is therefore both necessary and appropriate. Our financial laws must keep pace with technological developments and changes in the way people and institutions conduct transactions. At the same time, these reforms must be supported by adequate infrastructure, public awareness, and appropriate safeguards. Right Honorable Speaker, I therefore urge the House to support Bill number 17 of 2026. Its passage will ensure that the Deposit Insurance Corporation Act remains consistent with the proposed reforms to the payment system and contributes to the broader modernization of Malawi's financial sector. I accordingly second the motion. I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much. Let me open the floor for debate. Any takers? Maybe leader should curtail. So Nzimbasa, but let me hear his voice this morning, even if it's just a hello. Nzimbasa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. Mr. Speaker, not to say much on the bill, just to support the bill, and suffice to say, I think we're moving forward. So these bills that require the checks to be out, if there was a way, I know that this is a house of procedure, that's why we're going through this procedure. Otherwise, we already passed the main act, so what is required is just to say, I've brought this one, it goes out. This one, it goes out. I think that way we'll move forward. But because it's a house of procedure, we'll be repeating something that we already passed. I thought I should submit. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. Leader?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move that debate on the report be curtailed in order for the chairperson of the committee to wind up. I beg to move.
Thank you. Honourable members, we have a motion that debate be curtailed in order to allow the chair to wind up. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Chair?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me a chance to wind up a debate on this one. I think there was only one comment from Zimba South, the Right Honorable. I couldn't agree more with his sentiments. Actually, before starting all this repetitive process, I was arguing with our clerks, saying, now can you not just do one comprehensive report so that we do it once and then we just tick the boxes? So the response was, as has been alluded to by Zimba South, that we are a house of procedure and we don't want anything challenged for having jumped a step or two. Having said that, allow me, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, to beg that this report now be adopted by the whole House. I beg to move.
Thank you, Chair. Budget. Honourable members, I now put the question that the House to adopt the report from the Budget Committee. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. I now open the debate on the bill. I see Minister of Justice.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, sir, for recognizing me to speak in debate. I rise to agree with the sentiments from Muzimba Southwest and also the sentiments from the chair of the Budget and Finance Committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, the House is a house of procedure in terms of passing laws, but with the sentiments, my proposal and suggestion is that we can fast track the process in terms of limiting the time. Like if the House is agreed, because I can see on the order paper there are 3 more bills coming, financial bill number 18 and bill number 19, which also is about removing the payment system using check system. Therefore, probably when the minister takes this to the dispatch box, he can quickly fast track, the chair quickly fast track, and then the committee stage also quickly fast track. Then we'll process this very, very fast. That's my proposal. But we cannot jump the steps. All the steps must be completed in terms of procedure for passing the laws. So my recommendation is that we must fulfill all the steps, but we can only fast track the processes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Minister of Information. Yes, Deputy Leader.
Good morning, Right Honorable Speaker and the entire House. Looking around, we seem to have the consensus. Therefore, I would like to move that the House curtails debate to allow the Honorable Minister to wind up. I beg to move.
Thank you, Deputy Leader. Honourable members, we have a motion. The motion is to curtail debate on the bill in order to allow the Minister of Finance to wind up. I now put the question. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, I would want to thank the August House for supporting this bill. This bill has been supported by all people that have spoken on this bill, starting with the Malay Congress Party spokesperson, an honorable member from Pilanjus. We also had comments, positive comments from the chairperson, co-chairperson of the Budget and Finance, together with the Legal Affairs Committee. We also had the comments from the seconder, and indeed the Vice President, former Vice President, honorable member from Zimba Southwest, for the comments. Sorry. Mr. Speaker, I think most of the comments, I think we have taken note, because they are all saying that we should make sure that the transition should be properly managed, so that no one is left behind. We should ensure that the system is reliable and secure. We should also, the Reserve Bank and the Ministry of Finance should monitor the implementation, so that there must be seamless implementation without any disruption, both in the payment system and in the both in the payment and financial system. The same, I think, was repeated by the seconder from Planta City South Lunzu, who also says that he supports this bill because it is introducing a modern way of payments which reduces risks, and it is also very fast and less costly. She also emphasized the need to ensure that the Reserve Bank, government, and even the banks, and even mobile service providers, to ensure that they should enhance the digital infrastructure, and we need to ensure that no one is left behind. And he also said this bill doesn't change anything. If anything, it's just a consequential bill. So with that, Mr. Speaker, because of the support that this bill has received, I beg to move that this bill, Bill number 17 of 2026, the Deposit Insurance Amendment, be read a second time. I beg to move.